What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Tears Take. I am back with a recap of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 7, Episode 2. I didn't recap Episode 1, but of course I watched it. RHOSLC is my top franchise right now. I just wanted to keep something for me, and plus, child, I was busy. But anyways, don't worry. I'm caught up. We're here. All right. So this episode is called Law and Out of Order. Child, let me just say right off the bat, Miss Bronwyn, let me give you your tens because you ate Miss Lisa Barlow all the way up, left no crumbs. It was amazing. So good job, Bronwyn. Great start to the season. I hope you stay strong. Don't do anything weird. Don't fizzle out like you did last season. Just stay true to yourself. Keep reading these hoes down, and you got it. I'm rooting for you again. It's second season. You know what to expect now. So I am just hoping that you have a great season. But yeah, I think it was another great episode. First episode, we got a little catch up with the ladies. We saw them go on the camping trip, and we saw them talk about Lisa endlessly. So, even though Miss Barlow got ate up this episode, last episode she was the main character and the main topic of conversation. So I can't deny Lisa that. I actually kind of low key like Lisa. Please don't beat me up. She's entertaining, even though she failed miserably this episode. I can honestly say that. But let's go ahead and dive in. If you're new here, I recap Housewives on a weekly basis. If you are a Bravo lover like myself, then this is the channel for you. Go ahead and like and subscribe. And I want to hear your thoughts. So as I'm giving my commentary along the way, please drop your takes below and I will be happy to engage with you. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So we left off from last episode where the ladies were trying to find some lore out in the woods of, some weird lady who kills people. I don't know. And they had the whole Blair Witch situation, video cameras. So we open up this episode with the ladies still on their camping trip. They're still alive because Meredith has pointed out, of course they're still alive. That would be a liability to the network. I said, thank you, Meredith. So they all sit and have breakfast, and Heather shares that her youngest is going to college soon, and she's glad that, the era of being a single hands-on mom is coming to a close. I think that's really real. I think that is something that a lot of people can relate to. And as Mary said a little bit later in the episode, I only have one kid and I have a husband to help, and I'm still overwhelmed. So single moms and single parents that do it on their own with multiple kids, yeah, y'all deserve all the good things in the world. Kudos to her. She has great kids, it seems like. So I'm glad for her, but that's kind of her storyline this year is that she is, preparing for her last to go to school, and she's looking forward to this next chapter. So, even though she's looking forward to this next chapter, she does say that she feels guilty, that she's happy that her kids are almost gone. And I feel like that's probably something that other parents can relate to. But then on the other hand, Bronwyn says, she's not ready for her daughter to leave. And she actually, wants to keep her there longer. So is allowing her daughter's boyfriend to move in with them. I said, girl, that's a little bit much for me, but go ahead, Bronwyn. And so she isn't ready to let go of her kid yet. So she's kind of like, hey, you guys can stay here for a little bit longer. And, in the confessional, Bronwyn says another really relatable, point of view, that she doesn't really know. She had her daughter so young, and now that her daughter is ready to leave the nest or preparing to leave the nest, Bronwyn's a little scared because she doesn't know her identity outside of being Gwen's mom. And I think that's something so relatable. But then we have insecure ass Heather saying, oh, are you trying to say I'm not a good mom because I'm happy my kids are leaving? Are you trying to jab, Like, are you trying to like jab me? And, are you looking down on me? And I'm like, girl, no one said that. Like, can someone share their own point of view? Like, just because I'm saying something different doesn't mean I'm saying I'm better than you. I'm just saying, like, hey, from my perspective, this is what it is. And so Bronwyn, says, no, I wasn't trying to like poke at you or anything. And then Whitney kind of shares her point of view, and she, coming out of a failed business, I guess that's her storyline. Because this is like the third time she mentioned it. Coming out of a failed business, she just wants to go back to being a stay-at-home mom. She was started that way. She really wanted to grind and be an entrepreneur. It didn't work, and now she wants to go back to being a stay-at-home mom. And so I think it was Whitney that asked Mary about Robert Jr. And, she's basically really, really vague about it. She said, we just take things day by day. And that's when she gave Heather her props on, raising 3 kids as a single mom, because Mary has 1 kid and a husband, and, it's still really difficult. So then the ladies prepare to leave, and the RV is stuck, and the driver, like, I don't know if he's in mud, but it's literally stuck, and he can't pull out of the parking space. And here goes Angie. Oh, do you need us to push? And the other women are like, yeah, let's go push. And they all get out. Mary is me. They were like, Mary, are you coming? She was like, no. She's like, I'm not pushing anything. I was like, yeah, we're here. I'm not about to be pushing some RV. Get out of here. So then back in their regular lives, we see a really brief scene with Angie calling Heather, and they're talking about some socialite named Amy who's having a party, and they're just talking about the fact that they are going to this party. And that was like a really odd intro to this Amy person. I'm interested to see where that goes, because even though we did land at Amy's party at the tail end of the episode, I'm still like, who's Amy and why are you here? So more to come on her, I guess, but that's how we kind of got our first like taste of Amy, is that she's just like a woman about town, her and her husband. They know a lot of people, they're wealthy, blah, blah, blah. They're having a party. The women are going to go there and argue. Okay. So Heather meets up with Lisa. Heather, what are you wearing? There was a lot going on. Anyway, Heather meets up with Lisa. She just couldn't wait to tell her, oh, the women are talking about you. She had to go like cuddle up next to her master and, bring any bones. And so she's basically like, yeah, people were talking about you. And then Heather starts to twist things like I've never seen before. Heather's dangerous because she's like, yeah, like Bronwyn was doing research on you. And I'm like, is it research if it's in the freaking newspaper? So she's like, oh yeah, she was doing research on you. And it was really clear that she wanted to annihilate you. Girl, what? What is with this loaded language? Research, annihilate. Heather knows what she's doing. And like I said before, she's very dangerous. Heather's the same person who got punched in the face by Jen Shah, lied about her black eye, and literally blamed everyone, including production, and could have costed people their jobs and livelihood because, like, she wanted to protect a felon. I don't know. I don't know what the reason was behind that, but you're a liar. You're dangerous AF. And I will never forgive her for sitting up here and lying about production and crew, because again, people could have lost their jobs. And once again, Bravo just brushed on past that. Let that be someone else, and they would have been suspended for 3 seasons, fired, what have you, demoted. But Heather Gay gets a just easy little pass. Anyway, so she's like, oh yeah, she wanted to annihilate you. And I'm just like, girl, I can't. Side note, Lisa, what's going on with your face? You look different. Yeah, you don't look great, Lisa. I don't know, but the face looks different. The hair line, I think it's because maybe she just got it dyed and it kind of grabbed the edges. I don't know. Lisa, I don't like it. Go back to what you were doing before. Like don't mess with your face too much, because that's not good. So Lisa says that the lawsuits are baseless. and she's different from anyone in the group because she's doing big things. And Heather clocks her in the confessional because she's too chicken to do it to Lisa's face. So in the confessional, Heather says, "Oh, I don't like that Lisa is, says these elitist things. And I want her to kind of respect the things that we do have going on." And it's like, yeah, girl, that's cute, but you should have said that in this scene. So anyway, so Lisa asked if Meredith stood up for her. Heather was like, "Oh, Meredith was Meredith. She stood up for you in the beginning, but then was quiet later on." And then Heather brings up that Angie co-signed what Bronwyn was saying. And then Lisa starts crying and she says, it's just frustrated that people are coming. And then in her confessional, she said, so frustrating that people are coming for, what I've spent so much of my life building and working on. And I worked so hard for this. And people are trying to tear it down. But honestly, I think in the scene, I don't think she was crying about people coming after her business. That's not what they were talking about. In the scene, she was saying, did anyone stick up for me? So when Heather said, no, Meredith didn't really say much. And, oh, by the way, your friend Angie co-signed what Bronwyn was saying. I think Lisa was crying about, hey, my stance in the group, my position in the group isn't as firm as I thought it was because I'm sitting across from Heather Gay. I didn't have to say that, but I'm just saying. So, next scene, Bronwyn and Whitney go skiing, and Bronwyn says, that she keeps getting misunderstood by Heather. And Bronwyn, I just want to tell you, some people will be dedicated to misunderstanding you, and Heather Gay is one of them. Heather's a hater. We saw that last season, and she will forever be committed to misunderstanding you. And people like that, you just got to keep it at arm's length. Yeah. So Whitney tells her, just keep reassuring Heather that you're not attacking her. I'm like, man, F Heather. So Bronwyn tells Whitney that she appreciates that she had her back when Bronwyn was talking about, Lisa's lawsuits and the unpaid loans, because Whitney did kind of co-sign and back her up. Bronwyn talks about, the document saying that Lisa didn't pay her loans back and didn't want John to know that she borrowed money in the first place. And I was like, ooh, girl. Woo. And then Whitney brings up how at the reunion, Angie brought up that Lisa had a mystery sugar daddy. And I was like, oh, shoot, I forgot about that. So things are kind of like adding up. And I'm like, uh-oh, Lisa, this is not looking good. So then we have another scene, and Mary's at home, and Robert Jr. comes in her room, and he says he's at a standstill right now. He looks so much better than he did last season. He looks clearer. He sounds better. But he said he's not in a dark place right now, but it's still kind of there. It's still looming. And, he feels scared that he has to change his everyday routine because he's back in the same environment and still has access to the people that he used to have access to who did drugs and who did bad things. But now it's like up to him to kind of change his routine and change his social circle and things like that. And he's just feeling really isolated. And he says, because he needs some stimuli, he's just eating more. He's still smoking weed, which I don't know. I think it's great that he's honest about it, but it makes me nervous because I don't know. We always learn that weed's the gateway drug. So I'm just like, oh, is that going to be like a slippery slope and get him back into other things? I don't know. And I pray not. But I think it's good that he's at least being vocal and honest about what's happening and able to tell his mom. And I think, oh my God, I hope I don't cry. But I really appreciate that Mary was just like really understanding. Oh, and she also gave him like some good, words of encouragement, basically like it's up to him to change and no one can really do it for him. Mary says in a confessional that she's trying to back off because her being a helicopter mom made Robert Jr. feel like he had to lie in the past. And so she's trying to be like a little more hands off and let him be more truthful, which appears to be working. But it makes me nervous, and the whole situation still breaks my heart. But, prayers up to Robert Jr. on his continued recovery, and I just hope for healing and success, because I don't know like that struggle, but I understand it's very difficult. So then Bronwyn and Heather meet up, and Bronwyn, tries to clear up the comment that she made back at the camp when she was saying, I'm not ready to let Gwen go. And, you know, she just wanted to make it really clear that she wasn't trying to attack Heather or put down her parenting or anything like that. And instead of being gracious, and saying, oh my God, thank you so much for clearing that up. My bad. I was really, really sensitive that day. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to snap at you. Like something like what a gracious person would do. Instead of being gracious, she said, oh, well, like you should have said it like this last time, because, you have a bit of a word salad and it's hard to like understand what you're saying when we're in the group. And I'm like, what is your problem, Heather? Like, did Bronwyn sleep with your husband in the past? Like, what is your actual problem with Bronwyn? Because you never gave that woman a chance, and you are committed to having a problem with her. It is so annoying. So anyway, so then Heather asked Bronwyn, why did she bring up the lawsuits and the public records about Lisa? And, she's like, you wanted to be close with her. You wanted to be friends with her. Like, why would you do that? And Bronwyn was like, no, like Lisa made it clear that we're not close. And after New York, the reunion, after New York, I wanted to just keep things neutral, but Lisa kept doubling down and tripling down on all of the horrible things that she already said. And then Heather's like, thought she had her big aha moment. And she's like, oh, so what you're doing is retaliatory. And Bronwyn's like, no, I'm just meeting Lisa where she is. You want to talk about me and you want to expose this and that? Okay, well, then let's take a look at you. Duh. What do you think this is, Heather? You're on Real Housewives, right? People crack me up of like the outrage of someone like, how dare you stand up for yourself? How dare you, give someone the same energy that they're giving you? It's crazy. What do you like? Have you met me? Have you met some of these women? Not everyone is a thirsty pick me loser like you, Heather, who will let someone like Lisa Barlow run all over you and say and do whatever they want. Not everyone's like that, Heather. Some people care enough about themselves to at least put up a fight. And Bronwyn put up a damn good one. Okay? So, Heather says, like Bronwyn and Lisa, like they just need to talk directly. And then Bronwyn points out that Lisa, the issue with Lisa is probably coloring Heather's perception of Bronwyn. And then Heather acts surprised and she's like, wait, what? I thought we were good. Like, wait, what do you mean? And I'm like, Heather, what you're not going to do is sit up here and gaslight the audience. You are not. You're very intelligent. You're very smart, but you are not that smart. And we can see what you're doing. And like, oh my God, she's so irritating. So she's like, wait, what do you mean? Like, I thought we were good. I thought we were friends. I'm like, dear God, woman. So then they agree, like, let's just clean slate. Let's be good. Let's be friends. Sure. We'll see how long this lasts. So they go to this Amy person's house, huge house. Jared's there. I'm like, oh Lord. And I kind of forgot about Meredith at this point when I saw her. I was like, oh shoot, Meredith. So Lisa rolls up to the party with John. And Angie looks shook. Angie, get it together. So Lisa asked Meredith about what was said, and then Brittany like quickly interrupts them and says how Angie compared Lisa to Jen Shah. And Jen Shah's impact, man, because Jen Shah has not been on the show since season 3. We are in season 6, and she was mentioned in the first episode and the second. Ooh, the impact. It kind of sucks that Andy said that he never wants to see Jen Shah again, because I would be interested in seeing her back. She's, not a great person, but I mean, y'all let Teresa come back. Y'all let Erica Jane, who's scammer adjacent, come on the show. So it's like, why not bring Jen too? But whatever. So anyway, so Brittany tells Lisa that Angie compared her to Jen Shah. And so Lisa goes to confront Angie. And Angie says that Bronwyn brought up the lawsuits, and as she's explaining that, Bronwyn comes over and she tries to speak to Lisa, but Lisa's just like really dismissive. And Bronwyn's kind of like, hey, like, don't be mad at Angie. I'm the one that brought it up. Like, she was kind of low key trying to get her moment, but it was also kind of the noble thing to do, to kind of like step in for your friend. Like, hey, girl, like, don't fire all your smoke at her. Like, I'm the one that brought it up, right? And so she was trying to tell her that, but Lisa's like, you're dismissed. Like, get away from me. Like, doing that mean girl, like, you're dismissed thing. And, and then Bronwyn says in the confessional, oh, I'm dismissed? No, Lisa, I think what you mean is, please, judge, dismiss my lawsuit. Oh my gosh, so good. Okay, I got to pay really close attention to my notes here because this is when it starts getting spicy. So then, as Bronwyn is just trying to like get her point out and like try to talk to her, Lisa's like, no, you're loitering. I have a closer friendship with Angie. Like, I don't know you. I don't like you. You're dismissed. You're loitering. I was like, loitering, that's a good one. I'm going to start using that. So then Bronwyn said that Lisa's mad. So then Bronwyn said to Lisa, like, you're mad that I brought up things that are making people pause and question some things about you. And then Lisa says, well, I have a pause and question about you, gout dick sucker. Like, she really thought she ate with that. She did not. And so Lisa, from here on out, like, loses the argument. And Lisa's like, oh, you pay for your clothes because you suck your husband's dick. And I'm like, don't we all? I'm like, yeah, duh. And Bronwyn fires back. She's like, at least my husband's buying my clothes. Who's paying your Amex bill? I said, oh. And so, and then, and she said, there's public records saying that there is someone saying that they're paying your Amex bill. And then so Lisa gets in Bronwyn's face and she's mocking her, has her finger up. And Bronwyn's like, you can make fun of me all you want, but that's not going to clear up your lawsuits. I said, get her again. Get her again, Bronwyn. She was eating her up. So then Lisa tries another tactic and she's like, oh, okay, so now Bronwyn's okay with her husband. Like, she wasn't okay with him in Mexico. And Bronwyn's like, okay, girl. And like, yeah, marriages have ups and downs. Like, that's nothing new. And Lisa says, yeah, but no one talks about Todd as bad as you do. And then Bronwyn says, well, no one borrows money behind their husband's back like you do. I was getting my entire life. I said, get her, Bronwyn, get her. And Mary was watching this fight. And I know Mary was like, oh, I'm so proud. So then, and then Bronwyn has her facts to back it up. She references that there are court docs with text messages with you, Lisa, saying, I don't want John to know about this. Basically saying that Lisa didn't want John to know about the loan. And so Lisa's like, oh, she thinks she's a lawyer. She didn't even go to college. And she tells Bronwyn to go to school. And then Bronwyn says, you need to go to work and pay off those lawsuits. Ooh, I was cackling. I was like, yes. So realizing that she lost the argument, Lisa's like, oh, you're a pig. I'm going to start a website and show all of your lies. And Bronwyn's like, girl, that's nothing new. You always go online with your negative smear campaign. So like, and? Woo! So Lisa walks away. This is a joke. And that was the end. I said, Bronwyn. All right, Bronwyn. All right, I see you, girl. Okay. She came in second season swinging. So that was the end of the episode. We see next episode that it looks like Lisa is paying some homage to the Grand Dame of Potomac because it appears she's having like a press conference with no press. I pray to God she is, but we'll see what that comes to. But let me know your thoughts below. Let me know your favorite part of the episode, and tell me why it was Bronwyn eating up Lisa. um, but yeah, comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know, if you're excited about this upcoming season, how you think it's going so far. Where are the ladies, falling in your faves to your non-faves? And yeah, if you like the content, please like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.